And if you're wondering about Team 3 till 3, the Superbike team of Smith, Ian Cobby and Dan Harris, the Yamaha YZF from them, last seen circulating in 31st place. Just over 10 laps down on the leaders. 8.5 minutes behind. A reminder that the Suzuki TL1000 of Woodall, Henderson and Williamson, number 45, which we saw passed very comprehensively in the first couple of laps, that one's already been retired. A Suzuki TL1000 not lasting the pace here. The Hondas seem to be doing it though. Paul Mara Brown, Dean Thomas and Steve Plater's Honda well up there in the order. 16th, look out for number 14. That is the VTR 1000 machine. As we watch, currently second place machine coming into the pits, Lavier, Costes and Miguel Duhamel. Some numbers you've got to look out for. 15, which is phase 1 Kawasaki. 14, which is the Motomax Sanyo Honda Britain VTR 1000, and 16, Team 3 till 3 Superbike magazine bike. Find that down in 31st place at the moment. Going to take a break, and as darkness falls at the bowl, we'll join you in just a little while. And the sole remaining works Yamaha, because Jean-Philippe Rougier crashed the bike. The bikes had problems a little bit earlier on. He crashed it, unfortunately. Too badly damaged to carry on. Then the Honda of Dossage, Charpentier and Stay in 5th place. Guillot, the Team Guillot Kawasaki ZX7 doing very well. First Privateer in 6th place currently. Keeping my eye on what's going on. He needs 15 different eyes for this. Proxy Peter Racing, number 20. Andrew Stroud, Jason Pridmore. And Brett Sampson on the Kawasaki, still in 11th place. Steve Hislop, you can see there, 3 laps down, unfortunately, but there is a long time to go. Basically, he's staying with the opposition. And if you see the number 4, does have a tendency to be overtaking the leading RC45 of Miguel Duhamel. So it's not leading at the moment, it's in 2nd place. It was pulling away from them, so he needs to carry on this pace with the Motor France Yamaha Mobil 1 bike to pull in some of that lead. Currently 2nd place, Lavier, Costes and Duhamel. The bike we're looking at the moment, number 3, RVF. And you can see how quickly the darkness is falling here. Beautiful weather though, down here at Le Castellet in the south of France. And lots happening around the track at the Bowl as usual. 100,000 spectators at least here. Most of them thinking about going off to party. It's going to get very difficult to check the numbers on these machines. Definitely from the front. As the glare tells you that somebody's coming. Just over 20 seconds down on the leading triple of Poland, Goddard and Försler, leading 3 riders. But the leading bike is a Suzuki yet again. I say yet again because they've definitely got this title in the bag. That's all over, bar the shouting. A big surprise to many that Suzuki could take the Endurance Championship first time out here with this new bike. And also a big shock that the Honda's having the problems they're having, and also the Kawasaki's as well. This Honda so far lasting the pace. Reminder, if you just joined us, that the #1 bike of Brian Morrison, Terry Reimer, was in for a pit stop, lost quite a bit of time in the pits, having to change stuff in the clutch, but he's back out there. And Dorje, Morrison and Reimer currently in 9th place. Just over 4 laps down, fighting hard to try and make up the time that they've lost. Leading Suzuki, you're watching there, of Doug Poland, Peter Goddard and Förstler. Not sure who's on it at the moment because I'm not sure what strategy they're running in the pits as to how much time each rider is going to spend on the bike. Normally it's between 1 and 1.5 hours. But we're not sure what the Suzuki riders are taking. Could be 1.5 hours earlier on in the race. But the speed in opposition to the rest, graphically illustrated there. Leathers looking decidedly second hand, so obviously had at least one get off. Oh, dinner time. Didn't like that bit. It's French food, you know. Camera now unable to keep up with the failing lights. Starting to get blinded by some of these. A reminder, as they run at the moment, Doug Poland, Peter Goddard and Förstler, the Suzuki, #5 Suzuki, the Suzuki Castrol team leading at the moment. Just about 20 seconds in front of the RC45 of Miguel Duhamel. Costes and Labier, then come Bruno Bonnet, Cottrell and Gomez in the other Suzuki. Steve Hislop, Christer Lindholm and Van der Bosch on the sole remaining Yamaha. The Yamaha Motor France team in 4th place, then comes Charpentier, Dassault and Stay, the other Honda RC45. Team Dafix Honda France bike. And then the first of the privateers. Really good result here for, well, not result, it's not results, not all over yet, but a really good standing for Guillaume, Team Guillaume, Kawasaki ZX7. Number 94 in 6th place. Number 93, Linden, Mizera and Cole, I think that is, another RC45 in 7th place. And then the first of the Ducatis, Schwartz, Thomas and Muto, number 50, I think, in 8th place. Getting a bit dark around here. Then in 9th place, it's Reimer, Morrison and Dorje, but still fighting their way up the order. 4 laps to close up before they get near Poland. Number 74, Kyle, Payol and Pincheres on another Honda RC45 in 10th place. And then Phase 1 Kawasaki, Stroud, Pridmore, Brett Sampson on a Kawasaki ZXR. Just under 6 laps down in 11th place. One of the French teams, get off for them. one of the National Motos teams. Lights are still working though. And exactly the same corner, seen a lot of people come off there, tucking the front end, going in there. The third one I've seen in particular, but he should be able to get that back to the pits, no problem at all. François Siliani, Jean-Louis Tranoy, Dario Marchetti. Marchetti from Italy. And the National Motos team in 18th place before falling down. Somebody else having a problem. A Zone Rouge machine, number 22, that we were watching there. René Treffort, Marc Granier and Georges Bourgraff. Going to get him across the track. Light is seriously fading now, having problems with the dusk. One of the worst times to actually ride is in the dusk, because you're neither light, neither dark. Things can get very deceptive out there. But the drop into that corner from the National Motos team, purely too much brake. Too many people have done that in that particular corner. So currently, Doug Poland still leading. Duhamel, the RC45 in second place. Gomez and Bruno Bonoy, the Suzuki, second Suzuki in third. And Steve Hislop on the sole remaining Yamaha machine in fourth place. Phase 1 Kawasaki down in 11th. Paul Brown, Dean Thomas and Steve Plater in 16th. And we will be back later on to give you a quick update on the Bol d'Or here on Eurosport. Next, fun sports here on Eurosport, as we watch somebody stuck in the gravel. Thierry Varlet, number 76, one of the Supersport teams, and nobody to carry him away. And as we go into the... Ooh, some flame out of the pipes as he tries to start it up. And as we go into the night here at the Bol, join me once again a little bit later on for a quick update. Eurosport sticker, thank you very much, lads. Quick tyre change, front and rear. And the number 1 Kawasaki team able to get their pit stops with fully fueled and tyres down to around about 12 seconds. The French team not quite as quick, but still smartly off the line. And of course we will look at them because they have Eurosport stickers on, of course, won't we? Platings that we have at the moment still. Duhamel, Costes and Lavier in the lead with the RC45. Poland Goddard and Förstler in second place. Hislop, Lindholm and Van der Bosch still holding their own in fourth. And Terry Reimer, Brian Morrison and Dorje, Johan Dorje, still down in 7th place. Last time we looked at them, they were 5 laps behind. They're still 5 laps down. So far, not being able to make too much of an impression. But as I said, there's a long time to go here. The Honda France Elf team of Lavier, Costes and Duhamel stretching their lead all the time. The Honda able to pull away here over the second place Kawasaki team. At the moment, 1 minute 20 seconds is the lead time over the Suzukis. Gomez, Cote and Bonoy, the second Suzuki, number 6, 2 laps down. And then comes our 4th place man, Steve Hislop, Christer Lindholm and Van der Bosch on the only Yamaha left in. Well, the only official works Yamaha, the Yamaha Motor France Mobile 1 team, who are 3 laps down. Having a look down the list at some of the retirements here, and remember, the number 2 Yamaha out. Rougier having a problem, crashing and not being able to restart the bike. Lavier off. William Costas on. The RVF in for its pit stop. William Costas, well-known GP 250 rider, and very fast on this RC45, though I say it myself. Lost a few riders, as I was saying. The Motoshop 35 Eagle team is out. Number 45 also going. Team AJW Racing, that was one of the ones we were looking at. One of the Honda twins, with the British team on board. Woodall, Henderson and Williamson. The TL1000 Suzuki retired. We've also lost the Alchner Racing team, number 53. One of the stock sport teams of Germany, Stefan Strauch, Ralf Alchner, whose team it is, and Manfred Kerman, all from Germany, out on a Suzuki GSXR. That one hasn't lasted anywhere near the distance. And also number 78, who we've lost as well, Strike Moto Endurance Team, Kawasaki ZX7 of Albert Vier and Denis, one of the French teams. But keeping an eye on what the others are doing as well. Phase 1 Endurance Team, slowly but surely climbing their way up. Just over 6 laps down, with Andrew Stroud from New Zealand, Jason Pridmore from America, and Brett Sampson from the UK. Brett challenging Ray Stringer for top privateer in UK Superbikes. Andrew Stroud, the Formula Extreme champ, winning on an Arion Honda 900 in the States. Andrew Stroud able to turn his hand to any kind of motorbike racing. And Jason Pridmore, the AMA 750 champion on a Hypercycle Suzuki GSXR 750. Incidentally, I might have mentioned it before, beating Doug Poland into 5th place in that championship, Miguel Duhamel into 3rd. They were circulating in 11th, they're now up to 10th place. And what about the VTR 1000 Honda? The Motomax Sanyo Honda Britain team of Paul Brown, Dean Thomas and Steve Plater. Just over 8 laps down in 16th place. And what about the 3till3 team, the Superbike team, or Team Superbike team, I should say, of Dan Harris, Ian Cobby and Smith. Roger Smith, still down in 30th place. That's the standings that interest us at the moment. Saw the same team at the top, the number 5 Suzuki, but the word has it in the pits, I must remind you that all the way through qualifying they were using a qualifying engine. Might show here because they're not leading. It's the Honda RVF RC45, number 3 Honda of Lavier Costes, William Costes on the bike at the moment, and Miguel Duhamel, who are just over 1 minute 20 seconds in the lead. But Poland Goddard and Gilles Thursler have been the fastest men on the track through the night. And a reminder also that Norihiko Fujiwara, Jean-Philippe Rougier and Jean-Marc Delatang are out. The number 2 Yamaha Motor France team, both Yamahas suffering with fuel problems early on in the race, which has put Steve Hislop down into 4th place, but a battling 4th place at that. Steve Hislop and Christer Lindholm and Van der Bosch still 3 laps down, but holding their own with the leaders. They're actually holding their own with the leading bike, which is all very good news for the last remaining Yamaha Motor France team. But Jean-Philippe Rogier not only having the fuel problems with the bike, but crashing shortly afterwards. Jean-Philippe, the good news is he's fine, but the bike unable to continue in this, so the number 2 Yamaha, and what many people thought was the number 1 in the team, is out for this particular race, unable to get started again. One of the Super Sport 600 teams, Team LMS Echo. And the special thing about this team is they're all girls. Yep, Patricia Baudal, Marlene Dallemagne, and Marie-Pierre Vintayer. Hope I've got that right. Had a bit of a problem earlier on in the race, but they haven't retired. They are still going strong on a Honda CBR 600 in the Super Sport event. So this is not just a man's sport anymore. Even in endurance, the women are coming in and doing good things as well. And if I may say so, bringing a bit of glamour into the paddock as well. Quick bit of work on the last remaining Yamaha Motor France bike. Christer Lindholm gets aboard. Steve Hislop just had another ride. Now it's the turn of the 2-time German Superbike champion. Just won it again for the 2nd year in succession to go out there. Those are the stock sports standings at the moment, padded out with French teams. That's not the Superbike listing, so don't worry. Still the Honda Elf France bike in the lead. De Hamel, Costes and Lavier, Poland, Goddard and Förstler for the first Suzuki. In second place, 1 minute 20 seconds down, Gomez, Coutel and Bonneuil. The second Suzuki Castrol at 2 laps down, and then it's Hislop, Christer Lindholm and Van der Bosch in 4th place, 3 laps down. The second Honda RC45 of Desauge, Charpentier stay in 4th, and a fighting Terry Reimer and Brian Morrison in 7th. Lead is now up by 7 seconds, so the gap between Lavier, Costes and De Hamel and Poland, Goddard and Förstler between the RC45 and the GSXR 750 is 1 minute 27 seconds and stretching all the time. Haven't got the times down to Hislop though. And the last remaining Yamaha Motor France bike to see if they are sticking with the RC45 and catching, and still catching the Suzukis. Down on the ball, very much set up for the French commentators and French journalists who are down here, and all the information comes out beautifully printed very quickly, but all in French. Positions at the moment: Hislop and Lindholm and Van der Bosch 3 laps down, as I said. Then come Dorje, Morrison and Reimer, and that is good news. That means they've got a lot faster over the past half hour or so. They were 5 laps down, now 4 laps down. Through the night, we should see the Kawasaki's catch the leading Honda if they go on at this pace, but this is quick. It's only been over half an hour that they were down, 5 laps down. I had them at just after 8 o'clock. And Brian Morrison, Terry Reimer and Johan Dorje going really hard to catch this leading group. And it seems to me they're doing it. If they're catching them by 1 lap an hour, should be through the middle of the evening that they'll get into the lead if everything holds together. The Kawasaki is having major problems in endurance this year. Hopefully this time it'll all turn right for them. So a quick update. The Honda in first place with Duhamel, Poland and Goddard in second, the Suzuki, and then Cottel and Bonoi Suzuki in third. We are on tomorrow on Eurosport, live at 9:30 in the morning. Steve Hislop, Crystal Lindholm and Van der Bosch in fourth. Then Morrison, Reimer and Dorje in fifth. I still have Andrew Stroud, Jason Pridmore and Brett Sampson in 10th place. And next after Sports Centre, have a look at some of the world's strongest women. I'm Clyde James McNeil. Join me tomorrow live at the Ball d'Or.